Somehow we made it of the world's greatest. And I'm that little bit of hope when my back's against the ropes. I can feel it of the world's greatest.
Hi, it's Jadine Hanks here, and I am speaking about early civilization Egyptian technological advances, and as far as like different objects as well, and how they are used in modern day, and how the idea, of course, came from early civilization. So there are a couple of things I'm going to speak about as far as the obelisk. Um, Mirrors, jewelry, mathematics, and how that was all taken from civilization of Egyptians and how it is prevalent to us today. So hopping right into it, we see that there is a picture here of a men on a boat, and you see there's an obelisk right there in the air. It looks like it's being taken. And this is actually a pictures from Napoleon from France taking this obelisk and taking it to France, and they actually got the idea from Egyptians. And here is a picture of Napoleon, and also another obelisk mover is Henry Gorge. And this is Cleopatra's Needle. This is the obelisk that was taken from Egypt. But also, this is the obelisk that Henry, the guy that was shown in the previous photo, moved. And here's a different view of the Cleopatra's Needle in Central Park in New York. And these are 17th and 18th century buildings, showing you this because structurally they were not in the shape of an obelisk type of building until Napoleon invaded Egypt in the 19th century and got the idea. So currently around the world, there are many obelisks that was taken from Egypt in very different countries that you wouldn't even expect that they would be there. And this is Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. This is an obelisk that's obviously in Paris. You can see Eiffel Tower right behind it. This is still in Paris. And as you can see, this is the blueprint, basically what I showed you in the photos before of them taking the obelisk. And this is currently the countries and continents that still have obelisks. And this building here is located in London. It's called the Shard of Glass, and as you can see, it's beautifully structurally built. And this is just the Empire State Building and World Trade Center. This is the Sears Tower located in Chicago. And this is the Bank of America building located in downtown Atlanta. I know plenty of us have had to see this before going through Atlanta. And also this is the 10th tallest building, well, office building, excuse me. And this is an unfinished obelisk. So the Egyptian obelisk that was last shown in the last photo is actually an unfinished obelisk, and it was supposed to be the largest obelisk ever built. It's 120 feet, well, would have been if it would have standing tall, but that just shows the comparison of the buildings, the structural buildings compared to the obelisk, and how they got their ideas from that, and the length and the width of it. And these last two photos are modern day skyscrapers located in Europe, and they were built in the early 2000s, and we can definitely say that it still has the structure of an obelisk. So these next photos are actually a technological advancement as far as mathematics. I know that sounds kind of silly, but you can see that mathematics definitely started in early civilization with Egyptian culture, and it was said that they are the first to create algebra and geometry. So the next few photos are just going to show you their algebraic expressions and geometry formulas through hieroglyphs, which is actually really interesting. And you can see that we're modern day, especially in America, where algebra and geometry ties in from Egyptian culture. So in the previous photos, you see the algebraic expressions and geometry formulas from Egyptians. And now these are pictures of modern day America, our geometry and our algebra. You see this geometry picture of hieroglyphs is so similar to the American way, using obtuse triangles, acute, and right triangle. So the last of these images are the furniture and the pottery and the jewelry of Egyptians, and how they have advanced so much now. The jewelry now is so beautiful, but back then, for them to handcraft everything, it's just even more special. So these are just a couple of comparisons between the Egyptians and modern day, and where they got their ideas from for jewelry, like I said, furniture, and etc. So come take a look. So I took this photo at a very small museum at Emory University. I actually had an exhibit of ancient Egyptian style art and their coffins, etc. But here's a mirror too as well. You see there is mirrors, modern day mirrors right here. Looks exactly how mirrors look in ancient Egypt. These are modern day style necklaces. Looks similar to the ancient Egypt picture I took personally. And this is also a pottery lamp. This is equivalent to modern day shade lamp. And this is actually King Tut's chest, and we can see that the idea obviously had an impact, and we see so many chests now. This is actually an ancient Egyptian chair, which is awesome, beautifully crafted. And obviously this is a chair now that we will typically see. And this is a hand-woven basket. And I'm pretty sure these are factory baskets now, because of course technology always advances.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Mika.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And who are you to me?
Your best friend.
Okay. And so, remember how we had an interview back probably like 2-3 months ago?
Argue or interview?
Huh?
An argument or interview?
It wasn't an argument.
We did argue.
What was it about?
Because I said that I didn't care about history that much. I mean, I care about it. I appreciate the people who paved the way for today. But I'm just saying, like, as far as like now rioting and all that stuff, I think it's kind of pointless.
Okay.
I don't feel like it's gonna change.
Okay, so just a question. Why do you feel like it isn't going to change? What is going to help it change?
I don't know. Like, it's just like, I just go with the flow. Basically.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, because it's like technology is getting better, and I think that's going to be the world. Technology, like, it's going to run us. Like,
it's just a matter of time, right? Okay, so just to speak on technology and this technology advances in this lifetime. So in the interview earlier when I talked to you, we didn't talk in person, but we just kind of texted our answers and questions and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you said you didn't like history, but of course you didn't understand the point I was getting at, because I didn't explain to you yet. I just wanted to see your point of view up front.
Mm-hmm.
So now I want to persuade you and help you see that history definitely isn't made out of isolation. Everything that's happening now, it's the reason why. And it's giving thanks, I guess you can say, to the early civilizations for paving the way for making the world it is now. So as far as the Egyptian obelisks, I showed you the picture of them, and how they're really all over the world. They started in Egypt, and then Napoleon unfortunately came over there, and he just took everything that wasn't his really, and they had to get things prohibited in like 1709 finally, or something like that, to stop them from taking their artifacts and stuff. So do you feel like they had something in mind, like they knew that the Egyptians were very smart? Like, did they feel like they were onto something, that's why they were taking their obelisks? I'm just asking. I know that you don't know this, but just asking.
I mean, I don't, as far as the other stuff you were just talking about, I don't know. But, like, you know, you always look at something else for ideas. So, yeah, I feel like they use the obelisk as the idea. Because now that I look at both of them, so I'm like, yeah, they do kind of look alike. Except they just use, like, technology to make it more better and fancier. With
Exactly.
You know, yeah. So I do think that they probably did get the idea from that.
Okay, and what she mean by that, you guys, is that, sorry, I didn't talk about it, is that, that is a skyline, like a skyscraper.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah, okay, yeah. She showed me the obelisk and then obelisk, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she showed me that, and then she showed me like a skyscraper in Atlanta, and I'm like, oh, okay, they do look like the little plane. Yeah.
And you can really like think about a lot of things that has a point to it now. Like, because if you think about it, I'm going to show you a video as well, though. But if you think about it and how, like, a lot of things are made, like the different, like, huge skyscrapers, corporate buildings and stuff, and, like, the large skyline in Atlanta, Chicago, New York City, and you can definitely say that they got their, like, idea from an obelisk. But, and also, like, if you think about the Eiffel Tower, too, like, how it has that point. Like, how else would they have known to get a point?
Yeah, now that you say like, how did you come up with that idea?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you would definitely say that helped shape, you know, technology. That's important in history as well. Okay, so did I persuade you to let you know that?
I mean, it kind of persuaded me to look at it at a different point.
Exactly.
Other than the races and all that stuff going on, I'm looking at the other side of history.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you.
Imagine that. I free all my sons. I never for baby. Black diamonds and pearls. Could it be that we could be mine, we both shine? If I rule the world, still living for today in these last days until we're to be.
By the way, just thinking from earlier back in the semester when we spoke on the Seventh Wonders, this is just my opinion, but I do feel like if it wasn't for the obelisk and the structure, there wouldn't be any skyscrapers in the shape of, you know, the way the obelisks were, the way the structure of these office buildings. It just looks exactly how obelisk was, except for, of course, you can walk in it now. So I would say if it wasn't for the obelisk, possibly there wouldn't be any Seventh Wonder office buildings such as like the Sears Tower or Empire State Building. So that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching.